Now then, guys, what's going on? This is Yorkie here, and today we're going to be answering one of the age-old questions, and that is, how would Celtic and Rangers get on if they were in the Premiership? Here we go then, guys. Rangers, Celtic in the Premiership. I will take over at Brentford, just simply because their objectives aren't ridiculous, and I shouldn't get sacked. I need to be in the Premiership, obviously managing to see how this goes, but I didn't want to be Rangers or Celtic so that I had an impact on how they actually finish. Now, one thing to note is they won't have the money that they would have in real life for making the Premiership. It's unfortunate. It's not really something you could do on FIFA though, so it's a little bit sad, but they're not going to have the 90 or 100 million or whatever that you would get for the Premiership, and I imagine they would fill their stadium week in, week out. I don't know if they do that now, but they definitely do that, taking on some of the competition in the Premiership. So Celtic there, you can see, as well as Rangers in the Premiership. I am sorry, Watford fans and Norwich fans. You're gone. So you've been replaced. I'm sorry. I do apologise. Now, before we see what they do in the first transfer window, make sure to smash subscribe on this video, as well as hitting like if you go on to enjoy it. I'm really excited and intrigued to actually see how this goes. I've never really done an experiment on FIFA. This will be one of the first ones. There's loads more to come in that as well. I've got a lot of plans for this kind of content. See if they sign anyone. Right, let's see how much money Celtic and Rangers then spent here in the summer. I'm hoping it's a little bit, at least. 12.15 million here for Celtic. I don't know who either of those players are. Rangers went on to spend 16.9. Hugo Malo, I'm guessing that is. Kamara and Barisic left, so, I mean, that's not a bad spend. Let's see if they can stay up. What I will do now is go to January and see what they spend in January, because I'm really intrigued to see how much money they actually spend as a club here on FIFA. So let's fast forward now to January. We'll take a look at where they are in the table and also what business they do. In January, Celtic have decided to spend absolutely nothing. So I'm imagining they must be doing pretty well in the league. What did Rangers spend? 1.1 million. So at this stage, in my mind, they are both clearly well above the drop. They're in no fear of their safety of being relegated to the Championship. It's got to be, hasn't it? Now, for Rangers, that's actually fairly true. They're in 17th on 20 points, 2 points clear of safety. I made a mistake. I am 19th. I genuinely just sold everyone and just started bringing in whatever players I wanted. But less about Brentford, more about Celtic. Only one win this season so far, drawing 9, losing 13 on 12 points, looking destined to be relegated. Let's go to the end of the season and see if any of the three of us managed to survive. Here we go at the end of the season then, and Manchester City are your Premier League champions, following Liverpool, Manchester United, and then Chelsea, Tottenham there in 5th. But the most important thing here is, did we stay up? And did Celtic or Rangers manage to stay up? And it's not looking healthy right now. All three of us managing to get relegated. Wait, 2 points, man. We nearly survived this one, but it wasn't to be. So we will all be going down to the Championship. Can all three of us bounce back next season? It's kind of a bit of a Bobby bonus that I go down to the Championship with them, because then we can see what business they do at that level. We will show the summer window here, and then we're just going to fast forward through the season. As you can see here, Celtic have spent absolutely nothing and sold players. Rangers sold pretty much all their best players. 62 million Rangers made, and only signing a right back that doesn't even play for us. So my hopes of Rangers getting back up are very, very slim now, seeing that Tavernier, Morelos, Hadji, Kent and Roof have all left the club, and they haven't replaced a single one of them. End of the season, and Celtic managing to finish third. We finished top of the league, absolutely smashed it. It's fine, it's great. But Celtic finished third. No one did any business in January, which was a bit of a shame. I would have liked to have seen either side to actually spend some money to try and help them, because of course there you can see that Rangers aren't there. They finished in 9th place, and they sold all their best players, and I don't think they're going to get better. I actually think they're going to get worse. So it'll be interesting to see if they drop even potentially another league. Celtic will play in the playoffs. So we will fast forward and see if they do manage to get promoted from said playoffs. But ridiculous. Absolutely shocked. I thought they'd both bounce back at the first time of asking, if I'm honest. Celtic will be taking on Reading in the playoffs. So we will take a look and see if they manage to get promoted back with us. Celtic won't be promoted either. It is going to be Coventry. So Celtic and Rangers will spend another season down in the Championship. Ridiculous. Crazy. Not how I anticipated this going. I can't see the transfers again because we're not going to be in the same league. So what I will do is just fast forward a full season now and see if either of them manage to get promoted at the second time of asking. surely neither of them get relegated. The end of season 3 and Celtic have made it back up at the second time of asking, which is great to see. Rangers got the playoffs, but I don't know if I can actually see the playoffs in this. I don't think there's a physical way for me to see if they get promoted from the playoffs. So hopefully, I'm going to skip to the end now, and they will get promoted. Both teams will be back in the Premiership, but at least guaranteed Celtic are going to be back in there, which makes me very happy. They didn't finish top of the league. Fulham did, but they did manage to finish above Barnsley. 26 wins, 10 draws, 10 losses, 88 points. Fairly comfortable automatic promotion from them. Not so comfortable for Rangers in the playoffs. Very, very tight there. Also, if you are a Brentford fan, because that's where we are, you're welcome. We finished third. Brentford third in the first season back in the Premiership. I'm just good. We are going to be joined back in the Premiership by both Rangers and Celtic. So they both made it. And I'm intrigued to see what they do in their first window back in the league. First season back here for both Celtic and Rangers. Surely they both needed to spend some cash in this one. And Celtic have done. They've spent 34.8 million. They haven't sold anyone, so that's a good sign. Rangers as well doing some business, 34 million. I am potentially expecting now both of these to stay up because they both spent a bit of cash, but then when you see that Southampton spent 146 million, that's a little bit worrying. What I might do now is start giving them a little bit of cash. With Brentford, I will sign some of their players for ridiculous fees, and hopefully that will give them a little bit of extra money. I'll see what I can do with that, but let's see how they perform this year. Halfway stage of the season, and a Celtic and Rangers faring better than last time they were in the Premiership. It's not looking promising, is it at all? Rangers rock bottom, only 2 wins on 10 points. Celtic faring a little bit better, 3 wins on 16 points. Can either of these two stay up? I'm not sure. We are in January though, so let's see if they've done a bit of business that might help them stay up. Does look like Celtic are trying to do some business to keep themselves up. 16.9 million, decent spend again. Kind of looks like Rangers have already given up hope though of being in this league because they've not spent a penny. They're bringing in players next season. They're freebies for next season, but that's not going to help them get off rock bottom this year. Fortunately, the business they have done hasn't really helped keep them up because as you can see here, Celtic and Rangers will be getting relegated again. Celtic on 22 points, Rangers on 19. And that's pretty sad. I wanted to see them stay up in the Premiership, but we've done 4 years now. My plan was only to do 5 seasons. We with Brentford did manage to finish 6th, so not as good as the season before, but just a little bit disappointed, really. I thought that they would do better. I think if Rangers didn't sell all their players in that championship season, like literally, they got rid of everybody that was decent and just went, nah, you can all leave and we're not going to replace you, then maybe Rangers probably had the best chance of having a good fight in this because doing the Rangers rebuild, we knew that several players like Hadji, Morelos, Kent, they all grow like really well in the game. If they'd have been playing well and getting game time for Rangers, they would have had that growth. But unfortunately, first season in the Championship, Rangers just fire sailed. And Celtic was probably the team I expected to perform worse in this. And they played much better than Rangers. Well, at least that's what we think because they got automatic promotion from the Championship. They performed better the season that we was in the Championship. And they've also now finished above Rangers in the Premiership. So unfortunately, from this experiment, Celtic and Rangers moving to the Premiership become a bit of a yo-yo club. Now, unfortunately, of course, we don't see them with the extra money and how much they would spend. Who knows? This is all hypothetical. But yeah, they didn't do too good, did they? I've been Yorkiemann. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed this kind of content because there's more of it coming your way. If you are new around here and you haven't already smashed that subscribe button, that's all for me. I'll see you in the next one.